Tour guides in the Kigezi Sub-region have been urged to embrace cultural literacy to represent the region's heritage and identity better. The call was made during a training session organized ahead of International Museum Day 2025. This was emphasized by Herbert Biaruhanga, director of the Africa Institute of Tourism and Field Guiding, during a cultural guides training held at Kirigimi Guest House in Kabale. The training was organized by the Uganda Safari Guides Association in partnership with the Africa Institute of Tourism and Field Guiding as part of the activities leading up to International Museum Day 2025. Biaruhanga said that they are helping tour guides to appreciate the role of culture in tourism, and Kigezi has a wealth of cultural heritage that must be preserved and showcased.
The training is intended to prepare the people around, the youth especially, to be able to get into the preparations of the International Museums Day, which is happening here on the 18th. We have the national preparations, national celebrations will be in Kabale. So we wanted to come in as Uganda Safari Guide Association to train the community here, targeting the youth who are still flexible, the jobless ones, to be able to tap into this opportunity of creating employment for themselves in culture as cultural guides. Culture is one of the biggest movers of traffic, tourist traffic around the world, for which actually fetches over 75% receipts of global income. It's not as compared to wildlife. Wildlife fetches little money. So we need to help them tap into the global money economy to be able to understand how they can sell culture, how they can package culture, and how they can also enjoy it and even invest in culture.
So what has been the challenge, especially with the young guides we have in the region?
The challenge has been lack of product knowledge. Most of the guides here don't have the product knowledge for culture. They have the assumed one. They assume they know gorillas because gorillas already said they know mountains, they know. But if you go deep down to understand them, analyze them, and assess them, they don't actually give value for money. They don't give value for money. Many clients go back complaining. A few of them can come. Some tourists who invest in reading, investing in finding their own information, they can still come back because they have a friend. But those friends, if you analyze them, they don't get well paid because they don't have value for money. So we want to change this. We want to change the narrative of Kigezi area, that we have got guides who are knowledgeable, trained, tested, assessed, and licensed. But first of all, for someone to become a cultural guide, he or she must appreciate whom they are. If they have a Hororo, a Chiga, they have a Kigezi, they should be able to appreciate themselves first. And then understand the values, their own cultural values, their own customs, their own cultures, to be able to appreciate and be able to say, okay, I am from this particular group, and I appreciate it. Another thing is that they must know, they must map out all the cultural, the clans and their totems around the region, so they're able to be able to move around them. And also they must know where these people are located, where the cultural groupings are located. It's very important because you have to map out where they are found. Where this group, where the Basiji, the headquarters of the Basiji, the headquarters of Binika, the headquarters of Basigaba, to look at their values as different clans. So then what they have to do, so they have to work on themselves. They must be trained properly on how to work on themselves as a person, how to deal with tourists. It is important for every guide to know how to communicate to tourists. It's not about the way they talk at the moment, but they are set parameters, set standards which they must follow to be able to become professional cultural guides. Another thing is that how to deal with the tourists. There are things they must do. There are things to do with customer handling. How do they handle the customer of culture? Handling customers of the culture tourists is different from handling a guest in a hotel. How do you deal with them vis-a-vis cultural behavior of the communities? You know, they need to do that to be able to know how do I deal with this and how do I deal with difficult clients. Cultural clients can be very difficult in a way that they are faced by cultural challenges, and therefore they can turn out to be difficult because, especially when they have paid a lot of money, they want to see value for the money. So the tourist guide must be trained properly and be able to understand how to conduct a successful cultural tour. And this is part of level 1 standard, which is provided for by the Ministry of Education. We have a standard for level 1, 2, and 3 for the guides, and one module of level 1 is conducting a cultural tour. So that's what we are dealing with now. We are giving them introduction on how to become cultural guides.
Okay, thank you so much.
I'm just trying to tell you the level of performance you should be. Our youth are not employed. Doctor, Reverend, Twinama, Moteo. But you get someone, you meet a young man smart like this in the office. You reach there, you need help. The guy keeps on the phone. What's up? This is a public office. He's well dressed, he's smart, he's in a rolling chair, he's sitting. You're like, sir, I'm asking this. He goes on the phone on WhatsApp and they are crying for job. And they're like, our elders are doing nothing. 5 youth in the office, 4 are like that. Prove me, just go to office.
Participants welcomed the initiative, saying it equips them with tools to improve their storytelling and engage tourists in meaningful ways.
First of all, I would like to appreciate the organizers of this workshop because it has come rightly in the right time. As we are aware, tourists have been coming to this region and have been staying for a few days because they were just limited to wildlife because of a few of the famous parks we have here, like Bwindi Impenetrable National Park, Mugahinga National Park, Echuya Nature Reserve, Queen Elizabeth National Park, and so we have been limited in those areas. But this training, which goes deeper beyond that on cultural heritage, students or participants are going to be enriched on how to package cultural heritage tourism products like the museum we have here, like the Batwa communities we have, Bachiga communities we have, Bahoro communities we have, Bambuti communities we have, Bafumbira communities we have, and their way of life, our artifacts and crafts, our animals that we keep, like traditional cows, sheep, goat. Then we have hot springs. Then we have we have these mountains and hills, and again we have these lakes and rivers. And above all, when we are in Kigezi, you can see part of Rwanda, you can see part of Congo, you can see part of Rwenzori and Ankole, and then Kabale city, the soon coming city. It is a very traditional city because you find a lot of like making local porridge, mulamba, making local beers, and many other traditional crops that we sell around.
Okay. How is culture going to be exposed to the outside world? Because right now we have different culture. African culture is different from the outside culture. It's different from the Western culture. Two different. So how are we supposed to preserve it? How are we supposed to enhance it? How are we supposed to make it a big deal of how people can be extracted? Because right now, to make it a short term about culture, I would say that culture is becoming an extraction. Like how we know that minerals are being extracted from the ground. Yeah.
So as a young and upcoming tour guide,
Okay.
do you think it is important for you to get cultural knowledge and exposure?
It's too important because right now, according to the current generation, people have really spoiled the culture. But for us to stay in it, there has to be preservation. And presenting the youth right now, culture is really needed.
I believe this initiative of bringing here the people who are more experienced about the cultures in the whole of Uganda to come up and teach is really a very great one, because me as someone who is looking at becoming a better tourist guide, I believe it is going to equip me with enough knowledge about the cultures in Uganda, and when maybe I get someone that I need to guide around Kigezi and Uganda at large, then I'm very certainly sure about what I'm going to be telling them. I think this is a very great initiative, and I take this opportunity to thank them all.
Okay. What has been your challenge as a tour guide, especially in regard to culture?
Uh, not so much, but of course, when you do not have or when you're not equipped with enough information, it always becomes hard for you to deliver effectively. So it has been a challenge that we have not been, sorry about that.
It's okay.
I think this has been a challenge because here in Kigezi we have not had enough trainings with regards to cultures, and in this generation you can see when you are not equipped with that information you might not know. So these people that have actually come up and think about coming to Kigezi and teach us about culture the more have really done a great job, and I believe it is going to equip with a number of people with knowledge about their culture and heritage at large.
Kabale District will host this year's International Museum Day celebrations on May 18th, 2025, under the global theme, The Future of Museums in Rapidly Changing Communities. The event will spotlight how museums and cultural custodians can adapt to and shape ongoing social, technological, and environmental transformations.